Welcome to Sage Audio. Today our topic is mono or stereo mixing. To get the most from your music, watch each chapter for a complete understanding of the topic. Also, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Summing to mono. When mixing or mastering, we're dealing with two separate channels on our output, the left and right channels, which collectively make a stereo channel. Ideally, when we sum to mono, we take all signals that aren't identical on the left and right and make them identical, causing a mono signal. However, most summing to mono plugins, or methods for monitoring mono, will only play back what is already identical, meaning a lot will be cut out. Let's take a listen and notice how much of the signal is lost when summing to mono.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
Meaning of phantom mono. In the previous chapter, I mentioned how what we perceive as mono is identical signals on the left and right channels. This is called phantom mono since a stereo channel is perceived as one signal. It's when the content of the two channels varies that we perceive stereo width. Let's listen to the left and right channels separately and try to discern what's different about them.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Mid-side monitoring. In the last chapter, we talked about how a stereo channel sounds stereo due to the differences between the left and right channels, but the actual perceived width of a stereo track comes from the phase cancellation that occurs due to these differences, which can be observed with mid-side monitoring. When we solo our mid image, we'll hear what's identical amongst the left and right channels, but when we solo the side, we'll hear what's different and the stereo expansion these differences create. Let's listen to mid and side and notice how it's different from left and right and mono monitoring.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access. But you're on my wait list now.
Benefits of mixing mono. When mixing in mono, you'll hear what a mono playback system is going to convey to your audience. Like we covered earlier, this mono system will cut out the differences between the left and right channels, making it a great way to observe the mono compatibility of your mix. Although mono playback systems aren't as common as they once were, it's still important to keep this in mind. Let's listen to Summed Mono again and think if this track would have benefited from having more instrumentation in the middle.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Benefits of mixing stereo. The majority of playback systems today are stereo, so if you're mixing in stereo, odds are you'll be monitoring the mix in a similar way as your audience. The benefit to this is you'll be able to hear how the differences on the left and right channels interact. Like we covered in chapter 3, these signals are crucial to understanding perceived width. Let's start with the mix in mono and play the stereo mix and notice how much greater the perceived width is.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
4 free monitoring plugins. If you want to mix your tracks in mono or occasionally monitor them in mono or mid-side, you can use Isolate by TB Pro Audio, 2Bus Control by MAAT, BX Solo by Brainworks, MSED by Voxingo, or even a utility plugin from your DAW, all of which are free. Let's quickly use Isolate, which I think is particularly useful due to its band solo feature.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin. You're on my wait list now.
If you're enjoying the channel, support us by joining with the link in the description. Controlling perceived width. Now that we understand mono, stereo, mid, and side better, let's talk about purposefully altering their relationships. For example, if I want my mix to be more mono compatible, I can ensure that more instruments are identical on the left and right channels, or I could amplify my mid image. Or if I anticipate the majority of listeners to use earbuds or other stereo playback systems, I could emphasize the side or have more differing signals on my left and right. Let's use MSED to alter the relationship between the mid and side.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
Making low frequencies mono. Following the thinking from the previous chapter, let's use a mid-side EQ to control what frequencies are mono and which are expanded. It's often a good idea to keep the lowest frequencies mono, so let's use a high-pass filter on the side image up to 80 Hz. Let's take a listen to how this filter makes the low end more driving.
You wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But
High frequency stereo expansion. Again, using a mid-side EQ, let's expand the side image of our signal to cause frequency-specific stereo expansion or narrowing. For example, I could create a shell filter on the side image to make my high frequencies more airy, or dip 2 kHz to make vocal presence more mono. Let's take a listen to these changes and notice how they achieve their intended effects.
you wanna close enough to ignore it. You won't break a sweat or work for it. You want access, you're like a hot mess, and it's such a sin to be boring. But you're on my wait list now.
How reverb creates stereo expansion. If you have an instrument you want to expand, but it's mono, use a stereo reverb to add signal to the side image. Since the reverb's reflections will be both on the left and right channels and won't be identical, we'll create the intended stereo expansion. Let's listen and notice how the stereo reverb plugin adds signal to the side image. If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.